Hello there guys, today we're going to be tasting a nice little trio of reds. We're going to be tasting the 2018 Grenache, the 2017 Cabernet Sauvignon Merlot, and the 2016 Petit Verdot as well. Now starting off, looking at the body and the colour of these wines, they're very, very different. If you can see here, you should always have a nice little white background to just look at the colour of wines. So I'll come up close so you can see quite well there. Here we are. It's a beautiful little colour. Now if you can, generally a good little indicator of the body, if you can read text on a white background through the wine, it's going to be a lighter bodied style. Whereas if you are struggling to see through it, like say with the Petit Verdot, you're not going to be able to read anything through that. See what I mean? Huge difference in body between those two. Starting off with the Grenache, giving it a good swirl as you always should do. Very, very aromatic, beautiful, intense red fruit character to it. We're talking like raspberries, candied strawberries, lots of violet character as well. That is a beautiful little wine. It's got a great amount of white pepper to it as well. Very, very rich. Now this Grenache actually, we do partial whole bunch fermentation with this wine. So we put in about sort of a layer's worth of fruit into the ferment. So basically what happens is carbonic maceration. Now carbonic maceration is where the grapes actually ferment whole. So pretty much it happens intracellularly. So all of the sugars are being converted into alcohol, and the yeast is actually getting through the skins as well. So it's a very cool little process. It really plumps up the fruit character of a wine, and also adds those really nice candied character as well. Now, with the Grenache, there's a nice little bit of dusty oak to it as well. Like this goes into French oak for 9 months, so quite a short stint, but yeah, beautiful little wine. Let's give this a taste. Very, very rich. Just a very kind of, all of those red fruits are very, very concentrated. The raspberry really comes through with that. The sort of a nutmeg kind of note from the oak as well. Just a really delicious little wine, that one. We're talking, yeah, cherries as well. That is an amazing summer wine. Now, I do also recommend serving this a little bit chilled as well. I pop mine in the freezer for 15 minutes, and that for me is the perfect temperature to serve these reds at. Let's move on to the Cabernet Sauvignon Merlot. Now this one you can see actually, it's a little bit more full-bodied, so you can only just about see the fish as you swirl it through. Now generally, you should be holding them like this when you're reading them. So I can't do that just because of the video, unfortunately, but no, that's all good. Now the Cabernet Sauvignon Merlot, there's a bit of a misconception that great Western Australian Cabernet can only be grown down in Margaret River. I think this challenges that very much so. Really, really full-on blackcurrant character with this, as all Cabernet has. Beautiful blackcurrant, lovely leafy characters as well, like eucalyptus or menthol. There's also quite a nice dark chocolate note as well. It's a little powerhouse of a wine, that one. So let's give that a taste. There's much more of a tannin structure there with this wine. This one does go through quite a hefty amount of pump over as well, just to really make sure everything's super concentrated and really intense in flavor. Yeah, beautiful sort of soft tannins. Yeah, that is a very, very tasty little wine. Just boozy Ribena, that one. Now moving on to the Petit Verdot. Now, like, look at that color. That is a beautiful little drop. Like, great concentrated note. You can't see a single thing through that. It's like squid ink. And just really intense on the nose again. Now this one, more than the other ones, I can detect a lot of oak with it. Lots of vanilla character to this wine, but you also have all of those beautiful fruit, like kind of like blueberries in a way, and boysenberries. It's just that is a very nice concentration of fruit right there. Now let's give this one a try, because based on the color, I can tell that that's a lot more full-bodied, and this one would definitely go more with like a sort of richer style meal. Wow, that is a big, big wine. Really, that vanilla and the blueberries really stick around. There's just so much complexity there as well. Now the Petit Verdot goes into oak for 18 months, I believe, and pretty much all that time in oak has really just packaged this wine together beautifully. 3 really, really yummy wines there, going from light-bodied to medium-bodied to full-bodied. Hope you enjoyed.